Good morning. I hope this video finds you well on this lovely sunny morning. What is it? The 5th of February 2025. And I wasn't going to do a video because I thought, oh well, nothing's really going on. But actually quite a lot's gone on. And a few things have arisen. So I thought I'd just do this one. And like I said, I don't know when I'm going to do a video but there will be probably a lot less than it was. But if something big happens, I will jump on as long as I can. But, I will do my best to jump on. So, but a few things have happened, which is quite interesting that I wanted to clarify. Because I was feeling really disappointed it didn't happen on the 20th of January. But I am starting to feel like the stage is set. So as long as the stage is set and now we watch the performance, then I'm happy because, it gets our enthusiasm back up. And every day I've been looking at, I have actually been looking at the newspapers. I want to see what Trump's doing. And it's like, ooh, what's he up to? Wow. Who's annoying a lot of people. Especially I think there's someone wants to stop. Oh, I can't remember what it was now. A lawyer or court want to stop something about some funding. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, people are challenging him in a way. But anyway, I just honestly feel like he's got a lot of power now. He's got the world in his hand, really, hasn't he? And I'm sure they never wanted him to get this position. You can see how many things he's changed within 2 weeks. So I'm going to get into that in a minute. But as I was shuffling, I saw the word time and clearing. And then obviously I've finished shuffling. I've turned the deck over and I've clearing. And this confusion, a lot of things will probably come out of the woodwork now. A lot of stuff, and also things might get really confusing. All is not as it seems. And it could be also a lot of people step down. It's well, as you can see, it's clearing the cobwebs in a way, the clouds, and then you start seeing things for what they really are. So I feel like all along I had the card clearing. So that's quite exciting, isn't it? So this is, okay, didn't happen on the 20th, but now they're really clearing. So a couple of things have arisen, which I thought I'd go into. Okay, didn't want it to be very long. I'll start with President Trump. So obviously President Trump has now declared there can only be two genders. And, you can now buy any car you want in America. Now, that's exactly the opposite of what, I don't know where you are in Europe or in other parts of the world, but in England, it's the UK, I should say, those things don't apply here. So we can't have any car. They're still pushing for electric. So my question is what, President Trump is implementing in America, is it, electric cars? Are we going to declare only two genders? What else has he brought in? I can't think now. Food, obviously, as well, is going to be changed. But the specific things he's sort of doubling down on climate change. So all the things we have here, he's reversing. My question is, are we going to get the same thing here? Because I do remember Jeremy Clarkson saying he wouldn't do another show because they couldn't do one with electric cars for the Grand Tour. Well, now you can. Because he said there's no point doing it if it's only on electric cars. So I want to know, will those specific, the ones I mentioned, it might not be all of them, might be one of them, might be two of them, including net zero. So it goes to show what net zero was then, doesn't it? If he's calling them all out and saying, I don't want to do net zero. It shows you. Oh yeah, I feel like everyone, all of us, the whole lot, the whole planet, all of us. This is renewal and this is healing and a new path, cleansing the waters. But this is time stands still and then everything changes. But it's at the right time. So this is a major card. It's clearing, renewal. So I feel like we're all going to be renewed. Okay. yeah, we're going, oh wow. So I think it was all changed. Everything was changed, but now I feel like we're going to go back before everything was changed, because that could be a card of the past. So yeah, I think we'll go back before everything went, you know, you can't have this car, net zero, plastic fantastic. Yo, hoo, hoo, it's coming, everyone. And I've just had so many major cards. So this is hard to shift, so it should happen. But it could take a while, okay, because they're major cards. They're not everyday cards. So, wow. Bear that in mind. It's changing. The wheel will flip and the wheel will turn. So, keep your petrol cars. That's very exciting, actually. Oh, the Grand Tour can come back. Okay, so I'm not going to go on about that too much. I was just curious as to whether we will go the same way. Interesting. We do tend to copy America, which is quite interesting. But in this instance, I think they're enjoying having their last bits of control. So, you know, unless President Trump takes everything over, I don't exactly know how it's going to work. But it looks like we're going to be stepping back from net zero and plastic fantastic for sure. Now, what else have I got here? I did notes on just a few things, so I'm just that I'd looked into myself, so I'll just tell you what I got. I don't know why I looked into food companies, and I thought, you know, what they've done to not only what they've put in our food, what they've done to our food, and shrinkage, and everything's ruined, and plastic fantastic, the whole thing. By the way, then you've got I'm going to add one. I thought of something else now. Okay, food companies. I felt they would be forced to switch. Is this true? Food companies changing their products. This is about control. So they've had an awful lot of control. Okay. So this could be traditions as well, actually. This is a very traditional card. So it could be going back to values, ethics, morals. Oh, morals, ethics. So they're going to be held up for their morals and ethics. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is what they've been putting in your food, but they're going to agree to evolve. And Mr. T is going to kind of make them evolve. He's going to make them evolve what they're putting in our food. Oh, it's going to be so much better. Healthy food, kindness, past. Could be going back before they started tampering with all the food. So that's really good news. Good food. Healthy food. Personally, this is why I want small shops to come back. Because that could also be your marketplace. And the reason being is I think they should be a thing of the past in maybe a few years' time because of what they've done to our food. And, you know, you may say, oh, those people will lose their jobs. There'll be other shops they can, you know, that they will be wanted for and things like that. So even if they just were bought out and taken over by a fresh new name, that would be that would be lovely for me, because they've all partook in all of this. In fact, I'm going to ask that. If these giant supermarkets stand, will they be taken over by a different name, a different company, like a different whatever? Oh, yes, they're going to be looking at them in a new way. New beginnings. New way, new beginnings. So hopefully, we're going to become enlightened. We're going to start to see it for what it is. I think we're going to be told. And then I think that's a big card. Oh my goodness, it's hidden. We're going to be told about the hidden stuff. So that will change a lot of things, I think, after that. So let's see what happens to them. I'm not being funny, but, you know, and I was just wrote down something else here, adverts. You know, the control they've had on us, what they put in our food, TV advert, completion. No, it's not going to be like that anymore. And actually, whoa, it's new beginnings everywhere. What was I going to say? I can't remember. It might come back to me. because they've had so much influence, haven't they? And the adverts and how they've controlled everything. It's just horrible. Even the adverts, it's like, it's constant, it's relentless, it doesn't end. The movies, it doesn't end. They put everything into everything, and it's like subjected upon you, whether you like it or not, you know. And the biggest bunch of hypocrites, because they talk about like plastic fantastic, and they're still using like plastic containers for your milk, or they're still using the plastic tub for butter, but they'll take off a little paper seal because it might save them a little bit of money, but they'll say it's because it can't be recycled. But yet they do so many other things that go against, you know, morals in a way, and ethics, and you know, it just doesn't fit. It's like the hypocrites, and I bet you they use tons of plastic. Anyway, sorry, I rambled then. Right, beg your pardon. Okay. Obviously tomorrow we got interest rates, but they're saying food's going up. And this is another one. What a cheek. Council tax. My goodness me. In the UK, they're going to go up 10%. What a cheek. Well, we all know it's because they're dumb. They've got no money, so they've got to get it off of you. What a cheek. Now, I always had the councils would end. This would all end. Hasn't yet. I had that in 2024. Oh, it's coming. I got it again. They're going quiet. They're going quiet. And as they peter out and they have no money and nowhere to go, they're coming to you to keep them afloat. So that should be a short-term thing, hopefully. Oh, they're going. They're going. They can't. It's actually a flipping cheek, to be quite frank, what they're doing. But oh, look, hopefully it's short-term. That could be months, okay? Interest rates, yeah. Protection. Interest rates should be better. I think they're going to be. They said, oh, Wheel of Fortunes. Maybe your fortune changes. It's going down. It's going to be reduced with that card. Should start going down. Perhaps it will just stay down now. Let me ask that. Will interest rates stay down? Energy, positive. Positive people. Positive energy. Positive people. Interesting. I've got decide and balance. You see that? Okay. Done. What else? Balance. Maybe there'll be more balance or balance. I don't know. Maybe it'll be in balance. That goes up, but other things come down. No, sorry. That goes down and food goes up. So it will balance it out for the short term. Okay, Labour. Apparently, I read a newspaper article saying Labour, 1979. Apparently, there was an ending early. I tried to research it. It was a bit tricky because I got a bit confused, as if there was a general election, and I don't know if they actually stepped down. But the newspapers are saying, will the same thing happen to Labour that happened in 1979 in March? So you know, my friend she actually had January. I thought she had February. But, you know, maybe the timing changed. That we're all getting that it's in the end of the road. So how they go, we don't exactly know yet. They're going to be, like, pushed against the wall. It's going to be too difficult, like, nowhere for them to go. But I'm wondering then, is this why they're alluding to Labour 1979? Is it going the same way? Yes. And I forgot to tell you that when I read on this myself, I actually got a world. So this is absolutely good. It's gonna completely end for them, and it could end politics actually as well, for the world, or because it's a massive completion. It's like end of an era. Normally, I would not expect to get the world card if it was just switched over parties. I would probably expect to see maybe a death card, because I think that's what I got last time when it switched. But let's see. I think it could be bigger than that. Okay, so what do I have here? I have, what was the question? Okay, boundaries holds people to account. The truth comes out, and she's like almost justice, this lady, almost in a court. So yeah, because things are coming to light, okay? A lot of stuff is coming to light. This could be money given or helping hand. I don't even know what's that in relation to. Maybe you can. Okay, so that's coming to an end. That could actually be the opposite, that things that are coming to light. I've actually got this card. Okay, as I'm flicking through. Now, what's next? Right. There was an animal sanctuary near where I live, and apparently on their website, I felt so sorry for them. Oh, bless them. They said they'd had more pets returned to them than ever before because people are broke, and it's so sad. And they were saying they might have to shut their doors in March and can't help anymore, and it's kitten season. It's like, no, this is so sad. And you know, we've all got cats. I've got a cat. All the tarot readers seem to have cats. I'm wondering if this will change before they have to sort of shut their doors. So, oh gosh, that's just brought me on to another question. Charities. Okay, so I'm not going to ask about them because I can't really do that, but I'm going to ask, will there be help for these animal sanctuaries in 2025? Financial incentives, financial help. This is where, okay, if we were a decent world, we would be paying council tax to keep animal sanctuaries going. We wouldn't be paying for silly agendas that they're putting up. We wouldn't have to pay for 10,000 traffic wardens, 10,000 people to put lines on the road. We wouldn't have to pay for those silly things. We could put the money where it should be, invested, which is more important for all of us, for humanity and the welfare of our animals. But of course they don't care about animals. But I'm going to ask animal sanctuaries, will there be help in 2025? If you know anyone, please pass this on for them and tell them to hang on in there. It would be tragic. Winds of change, moving to the positive quite quickly. Oh yes, look, rebuilding. Money incentives, this is money. Money incentives going up. Oh, that's wonderful news. Happy days. Okay, I'm going to pull one of these now for animal sanctuaries and, anyone who looks after animals. And don't forget, of course, children as well, but that's got to be with the councils changing as well. Create, dance, music, art, express yourself, create. Music. Interesting, I wonder, create. Oh, look at that. Guides. Okay, so maybe there'll be more information about that in the future. Because when I said to you, of course they don't care about animals, Scotland has come out now that apparently one of their policies was going to be, one of the party's policies was going to be that they were going to either ban cats or not have cats go outside because of the protection of the wildlife. But then again, if you didn't destroy their habitat, perhaps there'd be more woodland for them. We built on all of their... Anyway, they can move. There's plenty of woods they can go to. It feels a very feeble excuse. I'm not saying we shouldn't protect the birds the best we can. But anyway, I'm not going to get into the debate of that. But they've doubled down on that and said, no, we will never do that. I believe that was a past plan. And if President Trump hadn't stepped in with the white hats and changed everything, I believe this would have happened. And this is a legal card. So either, yes, they were legally going to change the law, which I feel they were. But also now it could be that legally they've been stopped in their tracks. I believe legally this is a past plan and they were going to change the laws. Yeah, I think it's been ended though. New beginning. But I do think This is information that's arisen. Okay, yeah, there's a battle card there. Was this a past plan? What have I got here? Yes, I believe very much so. I think they were defeated. Okay, and I already had a justice legal card. So, yeah, I think that legally they were going to try and change the laws. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But, you know, that doesn't surprise me. That being part of Agenda 2030, our lives would have been the worst ever. Okay, which obviously brings me back to charities. And I've just cut the pack and I've got small. That's all you need to know then. So small. A lot of people are in the comments I could see saying about charities. We want to know where the money goes. We want to know what the ones that the fat cats at the top get the most, you know, and how much actually goes to the charity. So I think people are now stepping back from giving to charity because of this, you know, these, especially the big ones. And I've just got that card, so small. There you go. I think you can fill in the gaps. Right, last two. Phew, it's been long. I realised when I looked at real raw news that actually President Trump the plan was to go to Greenland to buy the land in Greenland, and to use it as what I said, prisons, okay? And I didn't know that when I did the reading on it, which I thought was quite interesting. So I think now you start to see, when you read the papers, oh, he's going to Greenland, you don't pay any attention to it. And then when I looked on Real World News, I saw the connection. Ah, that's why he's going there. He actually, to be fair, he's and someone said before, he's trolling them. Everything he does, he's smart. Lots of people. Oh yeah, lots of people. This she's all tied up. Awkward. You're not seeing the bigger picture. So yeah, there was a bigger picture here. Yeah, I've got these two cards, so work that one out for yourselves. Inspired, and that looks flipping cold. Oh no, moving, travelling, moving, military. Okay, so I think real raw news. I've done this one before my channel got removed, but I think I think that if they weren't legitimate, they would have been taken down a long time ago. Funny how they stayed up. I think they're telling you a lot of what's going on. Very much so with that card. It's almost like that. Look, this is plans. Plan, structure of what's happened, what's not happened, you know, what's going on. So that leads me to the next one. And somebody did write in the comments, and I thought, you know what, maybe I should ask this one. As I said, not really doing requests because otherwise I've got to answer everybody's, but I thought this was a legitimate one, really, considering what's been happening in America. Somebody asked me, is it safe to fly? Well, I will tell you, my daughter's flying, I think, next weekend. And, you know, the amount of flights that go off every day, you have to be, you know, you got to be sort of, I know it's not easy, but you've got to use your common sense in a way. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but there's so many flights. How would you ever know it would be your flight that, you know, could be affected? And I think this is almost like, if you desire, if you want your wishes to travel, then travel. It feels okay, but I'm going to get into that a bit more. So, is it safe to fly? Now, I'm assuming they've... What have I said? Oh, right, okay, got it. I'm assuming they've said that because of what's happened recently. Now, it's very interesting because last night this clip came up and it was about this movie called Flight Risk. And it was directed by Mel Gibson. Now, all of a sudden, we're hearing Mel Gibson quite a lot recently, haven't we? President Trump mentioned him. And what's even more strange, they made this movie in 22 days. Was this movie meant to come out this year? Weird coincidences. Mel Gibson, flight risk movie, and I've looked it up, and apparently it's about taking this fugitive across Alaska. And I've just been talking about Greenland. They're both cold places. Weird. Now, it may not have anything to do with what's happened in America. I don't know if there's a coincidence or a connection here. I don't know what's going on. I know Kris did a bit of a reading on it. I don't want to look into the actual incidents, but I'm wondering if perhaps even flight risk could be just telling you more about Q and what they're doing. So I'm going to ask that. Flight Risk, the movie, Mel Gibson. Oh, what did I get to begin with? It's... oh dear. Well, I'm not going to pull more cards because I had a bit of a... yeah, I don't know how to say it. Flight risk. I actually think there was some kind of connection, and it was some kind of... this is trying to tell you something. It seems such a coincidence. I'm going to look into it again quickly. Does... what's that saying? Life imitate art. Is there some connection to real events? Not in America, but I mean like Greenland and Alaska and fugitives. This movie seems a bit of a coincidence. Like, it won't all be, but some of it could be. You know when they say based on true events? Bumpy. I'm not really sure. I'm going to go with this one. But I think this is justice, which gives me a bit of an advantage. It definitely feels like there's some kind of connection here. Something to do with the environment. Better for people. Something that was better for people. Oh, I don't know. Was there some kind of connection? Now, it could obviously just be talking about the movie with the tower. I think it comes down or something. Difficult. I wonder if it's almost telling the story of something that almost happened but didn't happen. To do with Q. Is okay, is there okay, right, I'm getting the gist of what's gone on, but I want to know if they made the movie in order to kind of tell us. Sorry, I should have said this properly. Did they make the movie to kind of tell us in a way what's it to do with Q and the White Hats? That's what I should have said to make it perfectly clear, because that might just be talking about the movie, the film. Is it coincidence? Right. This is about exposing something. Renewal. Patience. I don't have a yes. But I do have the same kind of cards. And renewal. Which is very interesting. Life imitates art. Same kind of thing. Life imitates art. Feels like it very much so. Right, so now I'm going to ask specifically, is the movie alluding to things that, you know, to do in a way, because it's not the whole thing, because obviously didn't happen. Flow, flexibility. Allow yourself to go with the flow. Flow. Ebb and flow. Up and down. Two of Pentacles. Tricky. Similar. I don't know. I don't know entirely. I think they're trying to tell... I do. I kind of feel like clarity, military. Yeah, I think there's some kind of connection. There kind of has to be, doesn't there, in Mel Gibson? Makes you wonder. But anyway, that wasn't really meant to be my question. This is new territory. Right. Just seems such a coincidence. Calling a movie that, and it's got Mel Gibson directing it. Strange. Maybe it's another one of those trolling things. Maybe that's what I should have asked. Yes, it is. They are. I asked. Are they trolling? Yes. Oh my goodness me. Right, so somebody of you asked me, and by the way, this has nothing to do with what happened in America. What I've just asked on is nothing to do with that. I have not read on that. Okay, I was asking about the movie, the film they've made to do with Alaska and Greenland. Now, on the Q drops, if you know what I mean, but nothing to do with that. Right, so the next one is Diana. Yes. Oh, sorry, I missed one. So somebody said, is it safe to fly? I would imagine so. I would fly. I think you've got to live your life. Safe to fly. This is somebody who's not feeling it. I guess it depends if you're feeling it. Could even be that, you know, any issues will be sorted. This is about trust. Trust, new direction, new path. If there was any issues, I feel like these people are going or have gone. To be honest, I've never even considered it. And it may be nothing to do with people either as well. It could just be if you're not feeling it, if you feel vulnerable. But this is a new direction. So, okay. Don't see that cars and panic. It means a long, slow change, okay? So maybe, who knows? The structure and the foundation and the people working together will be strong and secure, okay? So, you know, good, strong systems in place. So, personally, I wouldn't worry. I've got, like, if you feel passionate enough to do so, new beginnings, okay? Now, obviously, you have to trust your intuition and do what you need to do. If I told my daughter not to go on holiday because of what's going on recently, she would just go anyway. And I think you have to put it in perspective. I couldn't stop her. But it could just be one of those unfortunate incidents. And there are thousands of airplanes that take off all the time, every single day. That's got to be up to you to make that decision. Right, last one then. It was mentioned by somebody in the comments that this is very interesting. So in the UK, in Farnham, they went to an art gallery. They think there was I think it was a painting. They think it was Banksy. They weren't sure. But in this art gallery in Farnham, which I think is Guildford Way, there was a picture of a £10 note with Diana on it. Now, this could just be a complete coincidence. They just happened to want to use Diana. But he could have been told to do this, to get it into people's thoughts. So, is there a connection, because I thought it was quite strange, to Diana, Lady Diana, being on the £10 note in an art gallery? Oh my goodness me. You probably know what that card is. That's before. That's before, and this is liberty. Okay, is there a connection? Is there a connection? I've got a card over here for unknown reasons. Is there a connection? Like, are they trying to tell us? Are they trying to tell the public? Are they trying to get us to notice? See, sometimes it's difficult to determine if it is to do with the picture or it's just this is the situation. So tricky. Maybe not, but then I'm going to... Okay, sorry. I'm not going to say 100%. That could be just telling me the story. However, I'm now going to ask, will we ever have Lady Diana on our £10 notes? Oh my goodness me. You couldn't make that up. Unless it was just at the top. I didn't look. Ho ho ho! Sorry, I get really into my videos. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness, the truth's going to come out about all of this. The truth's going to come out about all of this, and possibly, I did have a yes. Oh wow, strength. Wow. I think this is more about the story. Will we have Lady Diana on our notes, on our currency? Oh my goodness me, look how the cards are. Yeah, possibly. Beautiful woman, look, a beautiful mother. Or this is just, oh my goodness me, this is telling me, look at all the major arcanas. I've got 4 in a row. I've got temperance, I've got justice, I've got a tower. Wow, it's going to shock people. And then I think it's telling me what's going to happen. I think, look, when the time's right, justice, tower, shock, empress, beautiful woman, revealing, spring could even be. I don't know if we would have her face on our notes. This could be a switch of currency. Don't know. I don't know. I feel like we're going to be losing our kind of currency or something. Something's going to change with the currency. As you probably know. These are all upside down. So, I don't know categorically, but... this could be either money being held back and our currency changing, or it could even be that, you know, they're keeping this close to their chest right now. Okay, so I'll sit here for hours otherwise, just keep going through all the cards. But I do think that will be exposed at some point, for sure. Keep getting the same card. Maybe it was information that wasn't available to us, and at some point it may be. Anyway, because he was going to investigate certain things. I've been here ages now, rambling away. Sorry about that. Sometimes you have to pull a few cards, though, to get the story, and then it's difficult. Let me see. Okay, yeah, so that brings me on to the last one then. What's happening with our banks? What's happening with our currency? What's happening with, what's happening with the banks? What's happening with the RV? What's happening with it all? Where are we at right now? Recharge. Recharge. What does that mean? Recharge. Recharge. New beginnings. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Goody gumdrops. Can't wait. Home. Woohoo. Change something in your home environment. And I just had money being pulled back. So that's exciting. Where are we with the banks? Oh, that doesn't look very good, does it? Oh, ooh, that looks very interesting. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't know when I'll do another one, but I'm glad I tied a few loose ends together. You might have enjoyed that. I hope you did. And see you next time. Bye now.